It's not often that we get to see a brilliant, well-crafted animated movie. Simple reason for that being that most kids don't really care about what they're watching, as long as there are some flashy visuals and very comedic, well-written jokes in there. And I mean, Sony Pictures Animation don't exactly have the best track record, be it with the Smurfs movies, the Open Season movies, and last but certainly not least, the Emoji Movie. But Into the Spider-Verse embarrasses these films and completely shatters expectations, taking a huge leap of faith and proving to everyone not only that brilliant animated movies can still be produced, but also brilliant Spider-Man ones. So please join me in paying a tribute to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I normally don't like mentioning online statistics as my only supporting argument because I'm not a complete moron, but the fact that Into the Spider-Verse is already the 34th highest rated movie on IMDb certainly speaks volumes about how much of a masterpiece this film truly is. Every single person who worked on this project should feel so proud of the end result. It was quite saddening but also very uplifting seeing Stan Lee's cameo in this film. Without him and Steve Ditko, Spider-Man wouldn't even exist to begin with. They created an icon, an inspiration, and the character that we've all loved for years. They've allowed other creative minds to step in and show their own vision of the character. And if I could pay tribute to each and every single one of the cast and crew members, I would. But in particular, I do want to shout out both Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. They also worked on the Lego Movie together, another fantastic film that completely takes advantage of the animation medium, through having a very distinct style. The Lego Movie of course uses Lego bricks to portray the characters and the environments, and uses that to its advantage, even if it's something as simple as the explosion being made out of Lego bricks, because it's not just taking that cheap way out, it's using what works so well about that style and taking it that extra step further. It's what makes the Lego Movie a Lego movie. Since Spider-Man is so notorious for being in comic books, the comic book style has been applied to this film visually. You've got the tiny dots, vibrant colours, speech bubbles, impactful text, and wacky characters, all associated with the comic booky style. It's not just a plain simple looking animated feature. On top of that, the character designs are also really spectacular, by being extremely exaggerated and unique from each other, further emphasising the comic book style. You look at a character like Kingpin as a big threat because his character design has portrayed him to be that way, before he's even done anything wrong. The film does this in multiple ways, one of them being the low camera angles, aiming up towards him, giving him that power over a defeated Spider-Man. Another being the fact that he is practically just a giant block, separating him from the rest of the villains and being opposed as a force to not be reckoned with. The fact that he also has a very emotionally driven motivation allows for the action scenes to not just be visually stunning, but impactful on a personal level. We end up with these mustache twirling villains in superhero movies all the time. Kingpin having that purpose to merge these universes together in hopes that he can see his family who passed in his universe, and he of course hopes to see them through a different, is a great plot, because he's doing this out of genuine care for his family, but on the flip side it's also a selfish reason when it's causing harm to those who've come through the portal, and of course everyone surrounding it. Everything is brilliant with this movie. The animation, the characters, the story, the plot, but it's also a brilliant Spider-Man movie. It completely understands the character of Spider-Man. The fact that you should never reveal yourself unless it's for the betterment of the people. You need to learn the power, even if you keep failing. You've been given a gift, but that still means you have to learn to master and control it. Because after all, with great power comes great responsibility. These factors are so important when telling a Spider-Man story because that's who he is. That's who they are. Yeah, two of them are teenage kids. One is a fat Peter Parker, one is Nick Cage, one is a weeb, and the other is literally a pig. But what they all have in common is doing the right thing for their own universe. The characters work so well together because they are actually likeable, goofy characters, but they also have a strong heart. The movie is serious when it needs to be, and hilarious when it needs to be. It strikes that perfect balance in tone because the two don't conflict each other, and that was my exact compliment with the Raimi trilogy, which I noticed Into the Spider-Verse seems to take the most inspiration from, out of all prior Spider-Man media. There are so many callbacks and references in the opening scene, such as the Homecoming boat shop, the 60s TV show. It also even addresses that notorious meme towards the end. But most nods to older Spider-Man media are from the Raimi trilogy, and not just in the opening scene. A lot of them are sprinkled throughout the film in places that you might not even expect. Uncle Ben saying with great power comes great responsibility, the iconic train scene, kissing Mary Jane upside down for no reason, saving Mary Jane from the car being thrown through the restaurant window, the dance sequence, doing a flip over a car and landing it, falling off a building in an attempt to gain their powers back but then really hurting their backs in the process. I love these clever references not only as nice reminders of the films I love, but it's also just great to see a movie that's main theme is all about taking inspiration from something, but also being different and standing out in your own way, which applies to content creation in general really. It's a really nice reflection to see, because truly anyone can wear the mask. Hey everyone, drop a like if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to check out some of my other Spider-Man videos here, and yeah, I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.